Hey, whatever. Hello. So I'm kind of back from a little sabbatical, and many things have changed over the course of the last week and a half.
Yeah, you found God.
Well, I have some fairly religious relatives, and I spend quite a few days with them. And we went out to the taconite mines, the ore dumps, and we found this big, huge rock deposit. And there were all, the vertical layers, and then I found fossils, like two what looked like fossils that definitely look like they were stuck into the vertical layers, so they were like polystrate fossils.
Wow.
So I found Jesus.
Well, there you go.
There you go. You found Jesus. Good, happy for you. Now where's my money?
But then I looked at the photo again today, and I realized, no, that rock was turned on its side. And that was actually exactly where the fossil should have been. And so I lost Jesus again.
Man, I tell you what, you better hold on to that Jesus next time you find him.
I know. Yeah, it's either evolution or Jesus, one or the other. I mean, it's a dichotomy. I cannot
right.
see.
No other religion offers anything to anybody in any way.
It's one of those dichotomous security fences that you cannot get across. You just cannot get over. Right? Natural causes couldn't have done it. Anyway, I had a pretty remarkable trip, and holy Christ, I looked at rock layers that hundreds of millions of years of rock layers going into these pits, and just some really remarkable color changes, and then weird things that I cannot explain because I'm not a good geologist.
Now you get back into the old stuff, right? Some of that stuff's like in the billions of years old.
Billions of years old up there, yeah. The original iron ore deposits, and then you could see where the red rock and the color rocks, and then right below it they dug all the way down, probably I don't know, a few thousand feet, and they ended up with this really tan-colored layer, and I'm not sure if there's any iron ore under that, but it was really, I've got to read about the history of Minnesota so I can understand what's going on up there more. But boy, I saw
there's one of those roadside guides out, you can look at.
Yeah.
Roadside geology of northern Michigan or whatever, not Michigan, Minnesota, excuse me.
Well, I stole a book from the high school library called Minnesota's Rocks and Waters back when I was. Yeah.
That's been so long, they probably all eroded away by now.
Yeah, but it talks about, like, right next to my brother's place, there's Ely Greenstone, which is over 4 billion years old.
Wow.
You're over 4 billion years old.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I sure felt like it when I tried. I went out and tried to walk around those these taconite rocks, and I really had trouble keeping my balance. I'm really starting to feel my age, and it really bothers me. I'm either feeling my age or I'm feeling my out of shapeness in general. Something's wrong. Something's horrible. Anyway, I'm trying to find a picture which I can share. So that was fun. So, Immutable,
what's up?
Heard you were on Smokey's channel again.
As was Midnight.
That's been covered already.
We've been covering that.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we've been covering that a lot.
All right, so...
Anyway, so what'd you find out about Smokey?
Apparently, he has a very nihilistic philosophy.
Ironically,
I know. Surprise, surprise.
So he's like a Christian nihilist.
more common
No,
than you think.
He thinks like atheism itself leads to nihilism and just like absolute moral decay and all sorts of other like weird fuck shit. So it's
what leads to nihilism?
atheism.
Well, I mean, has he taken a poll of atheists to see how many of them are actually nihilists?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's probably going by like personal experience on that one. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
so much to look at the Pew Research Foundation. Maybe they have some recent updated stats about that.
Yeah,
Maybe
there are a few things
nihilism
that
is a
happened.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No,
There's
there's just
maybe
like
nihilism is a danger for most people, and that's just something that you work to negotiate and avoid. So,
yeah.
if it-
I mean,
well,
Midnight could
nihilism-
probably-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Midnight could probably describe some of the other interesting events that happened on Smokey's stream that was Friday, because boy, there's some interesting shit that went down.
I mean, I didn't see everything. The
Tail end of it.
I saw the tail end of it. Where you and Tom were. No offense, dude, but just I don't know. It's just the way you guys were responding to his question about helping somebody who's suicidal was just odd.
I mean, when you ask a loaded question, it's fairly hard to respond to it without adding a few caveats.
I mean, not to brag, but I caught the tail end of that, and I was able to give a reasoned response.
So did I, and Smokey almost always conflated my response with Tom's, which was interesting.
So what you're telling me is Smokey has a bias towards me.
He likes you.
I don't know why, but
I don't know why either. I just know that he does.
I don't know. When I have somebody that sucks my dick, I kind of like them too. So
I don't suck his dick, Mike.
He actually kind of
fuck
wants
you.
to talk to you, interestingly enough. Like, he's kind of asphyxiated on that.
well, we can have a conversation if he manages to have that conversation without any of his usual bottom bitch cuck faggot stuff or trash clown bullshit. Then we can have a conversation. But as soon as that starts, it's going to be the end of the conversation. So check that rock out.
Nice.
that's a rock.
My brother's 6'2". So
Is that
Wow.
4.5 billion year old rock stuff?
nope. That's just this probably either 500 million or 1 billion years old, maybe.
It's like
We got-
junior toddler rock.
Put there by a glacier, and it probably goes down on the ground about 3-4 feet. And I don't know. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was like way the hell, like about 4 miles back in the woods. These 4-wheel drive trails that they built are, for recreation and sportsmen, and people drive through like 90 miles an hour. But it turns out that it gets you into places in the woods that you could never get. I mean, it would take to go through that 4 miles of woods would probably take a full day, if not more, because of the intensity of the swamps and the hills and all that shit and the thickness of it. But yeah, that's quite a rock right there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I had a good trip. So we're thinking about doing the weather report at 4 or 5 o'clock
Okay.
because it's kind of chopped my day right in half, and it's been hard to maintain. And I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what everybody thinks about that. So
Have you figured out your sleep schedule?
well, my sleep schedule is it's just not going to happen. May as well
Am I
forget it.
asking about it?
Yeah. Sleep schedule is, oh God, not happening. So let me see if I can find my other picture of my fossils, which I think I don't, but these are really odd, and we couldn't figure out anything else that they could be other than fossils. Open with preview. How about that? There are a lot of fossils in these layers of rocks out there, but they're all pretty primitive. Let's see here.
Huh. Okay.
Screen. Anyway, I thought we'd just get together tonight and chat and figure out what the hell's going on. There was we'll talk about that in a minute. Here you go. Okay,
There's
those
a few
two
people
things.
missing.
Look at those two things.
Are these those
That's pretty
fossils
cool.
that you said led you to Jesus?
Yep, except they turn out to be on one layer. They weren't polystrate.
It's a shame you didn't find the Shroud of Turin fossilized.
Well, you see those scratches right next to them that look like layers?
Yeah.
Okay, those are basically from the truck dumping it. So it's not a layer. And what you're seeing, the differences in shade are basically because it's lumpy like a piece of baked dough, it kind of like pizza dough, kind of lumped up. But those two things, I don't know what the hell they are or what they could be, but they're deep in the rock. They're not a stain or not anything I can imagine could be made. And then you can see more of them down to the right, and it's really interesting. And then through all these rocks, there's all these, like in some cases, 1 foot thick veins of quartz, which that shit doesn't deposit very quickly. I mean, I think it takes tens of thousands of years to deposit a foot of silicon dioxide out of the water, unless it was a super saturated solution, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
I had to
There's a few
badmouth
people that are
you
missing.
in public there, Speed.
What'd you do?
I badmouth you in public because you haven't put that link to the Creation Myth stream in the description yet.
Oh, you don't have a wrench?
I can't put it in the description without modifying everything you've done.
Oh, why can't? Yeah, you can. You can modify my description. You go edit it. Oh no, you don't have keys to my video channel.
Exactly. Remember, we tried this before.
We tried this before, didn't we? Okay.
But I will put one in the side chat. But yeah, Erica and Dr. Dan will be responding to critics from their does what Dr. Robert Carter get everything wrong video they did last week or 2 weeks ago. So they're gonna do some responding. I think everybody ought to tune into that. That should be good.
You know it's serious business when creationists start responding to YouTubers.
I know when like bigwigs, like I say bigwigs, people they think are bigwigs. Dr. Rob Carter.
Well, Leo, this has become the Boomer Show. Get the fuck in here and change it.
What? Because we like rocks? What makes this a Boomer Show?
I don't know. Ask him. He's not the one that said it.
Come on in here, Leo Phyllis. What makes this a Boomer Show?
He's the one that said it, not me.
I think because us three are old and immutable.
Us three, excuse me.
I'm saying us three as in me, Scott, and Speed. That's why I said three.
So it's just total ageism.
Yeah, I think. I assume that's why he's saying that.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
He dropped
what happened? Okay, did he tell us what he was doing, or
he just evaporated out of existence? I guess
he just doesn't have to. It's just he's like a quantum thing, right? A quantum it pops in and out of existence without any cause.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I guess I wasn't included in that, Boomer. It was just you. It was just you. Yeah, you too, I guess.
Yeah, we're the fucking boomers.
Yeah.
Hey, let's change the show or the channel name to the fucking boomers.
And immutable is far enough on the spectrum that he may as well be a fucking boomer.
Okay, are we gonna have to make like an autism chart between like me and Leo to see who scores higher on that?
Oh, he definitely kicks your ass, but I mean, he is so far off the chart that.
I'm pretty sure like you're so high up there that you probably belong to your own category of like super autism.
Here we go. Icarus has a good one.
Answers in boomerism. That'd actually be kind of more accurate to the theme of this channel.
And then, of course,
between John and Peter.
Okay, so Atheist Junior interviewed Dan, Dr. Dan Stern Cardinal, and at the end of the stream, they were talking about Kent Hovind, I think, and whether or not people like that should have a platform for some of the crazy hate speech and stuff like that. And then they mentioned Praise and Smokey, and Praise just went off the deep. Praise has done, I think, 3 streams so far on it. Jay has done 3 streams responding and laughing at basically Praise. Praise said Dr. Dan is a Bolshevik and
a terrorist.
Authoritarian in authoritarian or something like that. He was trying to say authoritarian. But
yes, that's what.
Holy crap!
That's what he was calling it.
Okay, but the coolest part about it, you could actually, Jay mentioned it, you could actually make a drinking game out of it because he said it so many times in the stream and he kept saying it over and over again. And he kept saying authoritarian. So if you took a drink every time you said it, you'd be pretty wasted by the end of the stream. So,
Jesus.
But anyway, so now Praise is doing another comeback stream right now, going back on some of those streams, and it's all very interesting. But
it's
oh my
what we call
goodness.
streamception.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I mean, from this one comment, Praise just went nuts because apparently, just saying that gay people should have rights or LGBTQ. Did I say that right? Should have rights is basically promoting showing naked gay people in parades to children and some of the fucking
you're talking about some of the
gay pride things.
Let's call it like the exuberant things that some gay people will do, like wearing strap-ons during pride parades and stuff like that.
Yeah, they got pictures, that may have been photoshopped. The parents had brought their kids to these parades, and if those parents decide they want to bring their kids to those parades, then that's between the parents and the kids, right? I mean, if they think it's okay.
Yes.
And I would have taken my kids to one of those parades. They would have ran away, but
yeah,
I would have to corral the little suckers. But I don't know. He was making just some really horrible points about if you're for gay rights and somehow you are the most evil person in the world and you're somehow a Bolshevik.
He used the word terrorist, which is
a terrorist. Yeah.
He used the actual word terrorist, and I don't know. And on this morning's, he makes all these taunting kind of noises, like he's 10 years old and on the schoolyard.
Oh, those things that little things that he did, like where he was making those noises.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that said a whole lot about him and nothing at all about the person he was attacking. It just said a whole lot about him. I was listening to it. I was watching some of it, and then I was listening to the rest of it, and he kept doing it over and over. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, my God, are you in grade school? It's like, oh.
You might as well be.
Well, people have said that he's like, 39 or 40? That he was born in 83 or something like that. I don't know, man.
Boy, that's scary. He hasn't even gotten old yet.
Did you hear he is talking about, did he say he was going back to the oneness thing too? He mentioned
I heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's been talking to SFC and he's going back to the oneness.
Yeah, like make up your mind. What are you doing? He's definitely lost it.
This is the thing that Smokey pointed out about him too. It's just like he hops between positions like very, very quickly.
Yeah, like every day he changes. I mean, it's day by day. It's that ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of impressive.
Yeah, he's special.
Very.
Yeah.
You should wear the kind of special where you should wear a helmet.
Yeah, tinfoil helmet or something. Yeah.
Well, once we start making those kind of judgments, we have to open up other options. So.
I think he needs to get like a part-time job at his uncle's farm or something. Learn some real real life skills or something.
At least then he has an excuse for it. Maybe the cow kicked him in the head or something.
Yeah, let's hope he has an uncle with a farm or somebody.
That photo that he had on his stream there, with the parade and the father and the kids there, and that was definitely photoshopped. That was
photoshopped to me.
Yeah, you could tell that was. So that was definitely fake. But
yep. Anyway, so there's that, and then let's see. Raw Matt the Fruit Bat and Standing for Truth did a refuting Joel Duff. Does young Earth creation require hyper-evolution? So who's Joel Duff?
Who knows?
I've never heard of the person.
But the answer to the question is yes.
Yeah, it does. So let's see if we can find out who Joel Duff is. But anyway, that's somebody else that they're going after now. And listening to, I just popped in 3/4 of the stream to listen to 15 seconds, and it was Standing for Truth saying, yeah, we've refuted all of that already, in other videos. We don't have to refute anything again. And he sits back and says, it's a great time to be a young Earth creationist.
Make up whatever you want and just claim you're right.
Yeah, you really don't have to work that hard.
Part of the business.
What's up, Thor? No, Loki. What's up,
Loki? What's Thor?
Loki. It's Loki. I got the wrong cat. My kitties miss me.
Are your cats egging you for attention?
Oh my God, they've just been attached to me like barnacles since I got back. They thought I died for sure this time. The old man's dead this time. We know it. He's gone. Yeah, they're pretty happy. Okay, Biologos. He is a person in Biologos. Joel Duff is. Let's see. Personal website, thenaturalhistorian.com. Let me pop a link to that in the description and maybe the chat. Anyway, so that's
it's always fun. It's always fun watching creationists fight with not creationists, Christians fight with each other.
He's a professor of biology at the University of Akron.
That's definitely does not sound like a Bible college.
He's got a PhD in botany. Research focused on understanding biological diversity by examining differences in DNA sequences. Worked on numerous plant and animal systems, authored more than 40 papers. So he is an active writer and speaker exploring the intersection of science and Christian faith. But he's one of the good guys. He is a Christian. We won't judge him for that. So anyway, I will put a link in my description.
Did anybody catch any of Smokey's debate with CJ?
I did. That was entertaining.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it, and anytime I ever go on to Standing for Poops and anything I watch on there, I focus on the chat mostly. Because you don't really listen to what he's spewing out because it's all garbage. So anything that he's actually putting out there is all garbage. So I don't really pay that much attention, and I'm entertained by the chat mostly. But anyway, Smokey boy, he went off on wanting to, or somehow he was talking about hell, of course, and went on and on about Matt Dillahunty. He's going to hell, and I can't remember. That was what? When was that? That was like last Friday night or something. I can't remember, but Friday. He went on and on about it. He was going crazy about that.
Matt Dillahunty?
Yeah, he was going to burn in the lakes of fire, and he went off on that.
Well, Dillahunty, because he's so well known, is just he's got a target on his back from atheists and Christians.
Yeah, the Christians really hate him. Anytime anybody brings him up, any of the Christians bring him up, they get all fired up, and like Smokey did during that debate.
Yeah,
the weird thing is, like, if I understand Smokey's perspective correctly, which I'm not sure I do, that's kind of a little bit of mental gymnastics to get there, honestly. But if I understand his perspective, like even remotely correctly, he thinks like that when you sin against a person like that your punishment for that should be eternal because like you're hurting an eternal creature. Because people have souls, and for that reason, like people have an immortal component or something like that.
There's no way a human psychology could be punished forever, eternally.
Well, eventually you would just stop feeling the pain.
You
Yeah,
would
and
recognize
there's a lot of reasoning of, you do this little finite sin, but that hurts an eternal God. So, you just turn your God into a cream puff,
Yeah.
Well, and it's like
without any integrity. So, fuck it.
Well, and it's just like
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to
so-
curse.
No, and it's
Yeah.
just like so your God couldn't like let people atone for their sins and decide who he wants to forgive and who not to forgive. He had to like send his son because what exactly? He wanted to glorify himself, and this is the method of choice.
Okay, here's the fucking thing that kills me. Doesn't this sound like a real, like a 1950s child rearing book on the whole biblical thing? Doesn't it seem like a stern loving parent who loves you while he beats you and smacks you around?
You mean,
I mean,
the,
a
little
same,
bit, yeah.
the same book that tells parents to beat their children?
Exactly.
It's like the same.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Christians are just little children who want daddy who think, daddy's going to spank me, but he loves me while he's spanking me. And it's like daddy will always, I mean, his eternal love is always there, even though he's going to send me to hell and roast me in the fucking pits of fire for eternity. And
Well,
it's
and
like,
remember, if you just love me, I'll reward you eventually. You'll get eternal love. All this will be paid off, in due time.
yeah.
I tell you, for me, right, I watched some of that debate with Smokey and CJ, right? And, they're going on and on all about biblical stuff on their different views on whatever the hell, the eternal, or whatever the hell they would. I can't even remember. Yeah, and all that. Yeah. So,
or grace.
So I listened in for a while. Like I said, I'm more entertained with the chat. But the whole time, me being an atheist my whole life, very difficult for me to really grasp it, I guess, put myself in their place. And the only thing I can think of is, right, I'm thinking to myself, here are grown adults, and they're sitting there arguing over shit that's just nothing but bullshit. Like it's a book that's made up. It's all stories. I don't know. I guess because was never raised religious, and all I can think of is they're sitting here arguing over a book. And I'm trying to analyze it like I'm trying to make an analogy. Like, what if us, as an atheist, was sitting here arguing over Harry Potter or pick any book. If we sat there and it was a fictional book, and we would be sitting there arguing over how to interpret it. I mean,
For 2,000 some odd years.
Right. I mean, isn't that just like fucking crazy? I just find that so crazy. It's so hard to understand in the 21st century that is the case.
I know. It keeps blowing me away that it's almost like if you went to the coffee shop and there were like most of the adults that were discussing the existence of Santa Claus, and my sister-in-law invited me to a Bible study, to save my soul, and I was telling her about the Bible study that we have, that we go to, this atheist Bible study I go to once in a while, and they were like, "Really, you go to an atheist?" Yeah. I said, it's like, imagine if you went to a group that explained the Lord of the Rings to you, that sort of thing. That's kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, this little club that really believes in Star Trek or, whatever. And they explain the whole thing to you. So that's Bible study, right? So,
yeah.
Okay. This Duff guy, his site, Natural History, what is that? The naturalhistorian.com. He's got a book in here, The Grand Canyon Monument to an Ancient Earth. Can Noah's Flood Explain the Grand Canyon? And I believe this is like this book is a pushback on the whole Grand Canyon thing. So let's see if I can show it here. Hang on a second.
Well, is he arguing for the Grand Canyon forming like in an old Earth scenario, or
Yeah.
is he still a creationist, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's let's see if I can make myself full screen here. The hell, camera's all fucked up, but here you go. So I just got that book. It's yeah, and it talks about why this thing couldn't have formed instantly, that sort of thing. But he has a picture of that book on his site, which is interesting. I thought maybe he was one of the authors. Let me share the screen here. Chroma tab, Natural Historia. Yeah, there's the site. See if I can make that a little sizier, more size friendly. Okay, so this is the guy, Joel Duff, that Standing for Truth is going after. Young Earth creationism, the dawn. Okay, he's got a whole bunch of stuff on Yak. Have to investigate and see what's going on here.
You know, it's kind of weird that even though they're both creationists, Standing for Truth is going after, like, the fact that, you know, this Duff guy thinks the Bible is, or the age of the Earth is several billion years old, where Standing thinks it's 1,000, which most people would say is a non-essential to salvation.
Yeah. Oh, he co-authored this Greg Davidson. They did some article. He's one of the editors of this Monument to an Ancient Earth, the Grand Canyon. I have to look into that book a little more. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. It really irritates them when Christians don't believe in young Earth creation, right? I mean,
yeah, it's
that
weird.
really hurts them.
To me, though, I don't know. Like, old Earth creationists confuse me more than young Earth creationists, because they don't have the same time problem. And it's like, okay, so why are you rejecting evolution in that case?
They're
like,
not.
There's plenty of time. Well, old Earth creationists are.
Oh, older. Well,
old Earth creationists think that the Earth is old, but that evolution, you know, doesn't occur to a point.
Yeah,
depends on
completely.
varieties.
Yeah, and what is a class again that believes basically that it started with the Big Bang and everything is natural?
Probably a naturalist.
No, they're old. What are they called?
Theistic evolutionists.
Theistic evolutionists.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. There's a lot of those guys out there, and that's how you manage to accept all of science and still have your religion. And when it comes down to which miracles happened and which didn't, the interesting thing is a lot of them are agnostic about that. It doesn't matter to their faith, which I really
look at a lesson rather than the literal
Then literally
happening or whatever.
Basically, all the Catholics are like that, but I know they don't consider them Christians, though, right?
no, they don't. No.
You're
Pretty
more
much all the
fundamentalist.
Catholics are, though, right?
Catholics have other weird things going on, though. I mean, they pray to Mary, the mother of Jesus, and all sorts of.
There's something else interesting happening. The Baptist Church is really kind of splitting into this McLean Bible College that Sal Cordova's going on about. He's done a number of streams on it.
Yeah.
And it started out over, I think it started out over them wanting to get what they call woke people involved, or woke pastors involved.
Oh,
basically pastors that don't want to kill gay people and think that maybe it's none of our business what gay people do, and we have to love everybody. So there's that group, and they pushed a lot of them out of the church, but then they've had all these schisms, and now they're fighting over apparently money and accountability because Cordova said that they have like $1 billion in assets, this McLean Bible College. So there's a lot of money at stake, right?
Well, the ultimate hypocrisy regarding like those sects is, this conservative movement is striving for like community. The only way we're going to change it, is by, like getting the community to be more Christian, to affirm, traditional Christian values. Yeah. But what are these, what's this? What are these pastors doing? They're not being transparent with their money. They're going on yachts and jets and, Like
Yeah.
all sorts of interesting behavior.
So
Like that you would think if these pastors really believed what they preached, that they'd be contributing to the community more to help their cause.
look at Sel's channel here. He's got the last 4 videos he's done have been about this McLean Bible controversy and how they're going to vote and stuff, and it's just pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to a little bit of that to try to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out, but yeah, they're fighting it out, and there are some members of the Baptist Church that are trying to change the church a little bit, and they're encountering great resistance, of course, and it's going to split in 2 and 4s and whatever. So,
I guess.
Well, I mean, already split once between the independent fundamentalist, the independent fundamentalist Baptists and the new independent fundamentalist Baptists.
yeah, and then it's probably going to. But the problem is that they also they got that $1 billion in real estate that they got to work on splitting too. So that's a problem.
You're talking about one church has $1 billion in real estate?
This McLean Bible, I guess, yeah. According to South Cordova, yeah.
That's a bit much.
It is.
So, as far as the Southern Baptists go, just remember there's plenty of directions left. Like you could have the Southwest Baptist General Convention, you can have the Southeast Baptist General Convention, you can even have a Western Baptist Convention. So I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Except it's just about dividing up the money.
Well, I think we should give them all uniforms and weapons and let them work it out.
Well, the thing is, I mean, what Sal is actually fighting for, and I agree to an extent, but it won't happen, is transparency. Like, it's just, more transparency in regards to money and how that money is being, shuffled around.
Yeah, yes.
Immutable. That is socialism right there. You're talking socialism. You're talking.
No, I don't think socialism is all the wealth is distributed to, that the wealth is distributed to all people, and I'm not quite there.
And he said that church lost thousands. Like, I thought I might have heard him say 20,000 members. Is that true? Or I know they've lost thousands, but I don't know if it's that many.
You're talking about
that McLean church has gone down, and like they have just left that church in droves, thousands of people.
Yeah.
Well, the reason it's so rich, for those that don't know, is that there's several what are effectively patrons to the church, or some members of the church are very, very rich, and have donated hundreds of millions of dollars in vast portions of land.
Yeah, and it's in his image, Darkoff, Emery Moyna. He's really been doing a lot of stuff on it. He's got one video called "The Ship Sank." He's talking about the same conventions and stuff. And they, oh my God, woke medicine, wokeism hates veterans. He's always talking about the woke, which is this derogatory term for people who are liberal, I guess, is what they're into.
No, the whole woke thing is this. My understanding of it is it falls in the same type of category as people fighting or trying to push this alternative facts kind of propaganda.
Alternative facts.
I've been talking about alternative facts for almost 2 hours. I'm beat.
Really? You have where?
It's going to premiere on my second channel. It is a discussion on the fact that stars, planets, and meteors are lamps, and Allah can throw them at you. And also, the male reproductive system is between the ribs and the backbone.
It is?
It is.
Jesus, that's why I can't get it. That's why Speed can't get his to stay up. Jesus.
Yeah. I've been protecting the wrong area, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's probably why you get winded when you get an erection, Speed. I think that's it.
Oh yeah.
I wish
yeah.
people would have told me
member
earlier.
of Islam has ever been kicked in the nuts before?
Yeah.
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 If you have,
There was-
one kick in the nuts would dispel that whole idea.
And you know what I also learned, Speed?
What?
what did you learn?
If I don't want to talk to someone, but then talk to someone else, that means that I've replaced the first person with the second one. I did not know that.
Oh,
What now?
really? That's geez.
Yeah,
that is
it's-
that's
yeah.
a
I've been
boy,
learning
that is
so much.
That is fascinating.
I've been learning so much.
Jeez,
Right.
man, you gotta like
Yeah.
record these things because
I did.
I just need to learn all these new facts that the system has been hiding from me and just
Mm-hmm.
somehow kept under lock and key for like hundreds of millennia.
Evolution is propaganda.
I did record it. I've got the
Bring
thumbnail
your oven
ready.
mitts.
All I need to do is a brief introduction because most people won't have a clue what this is about. So I need to do a brief introduction, and
I
then
think they'll figure it out.
at the end, I just want to make fun a bit.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, part of me is kind of genuinely curious about this, but like how people come up with these like batshit insane ideas.
So secular pagan bombs.
Like my thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Secular pagan mom kind of figured it out. Smokey and Brett tried to get to come on a stream, and she said, "Fuck that." And I'm just wondering how long it's going to take some other people to figure that out. People that go on Smokey's streams, but I'm just saying.
As much as people give him shit, he can be cordial.
Yeah.
He can be.
Yeah.
Now,
I
granted,
mean, what does it matter whether or not he's cordial if he's making fun of people who have lost loved ones?
They said that about Ted Bundy too.
Yeah, I mean,
Ted
if
Bundy
you're
kind of
going to mock a fellow Christian because he's crying because he has to put a headstone on his daughter's grave, yeah, those are the people that I'll pass when I get an invite to their channel, and there's nothing they can do to change that in future.
no, I get that. I mean, I do think that there's definitely kind of lines in the sand where Smokey is crossed, and it's just like, if you're trolling, you're doing it like you're being a little too edgelordy and a little extreme with it, and just kind of be cautious about where
Yeah.
where
Bundy-
you want to settle down.
Ted
on,
Bundy
like,
crossed a few lines too.
He may have crossed other lines too.
Yeah. Low lines they crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get such weird Christians these days. I mean, there's the other one who said on a live stream that he jerks off to Jesus, and that
Oh my
if he gets a girlfriend, he wants her to have a tramp stamp in the form of a cross, so he has something to aim at. I'm not kidding.
I've seen a lot of Catholic nun porn and shit, but man, that is some next level stuff.
That I saved, and I'm going to use those sound bites.
Oh fuck! Should I Google Catholic nun porn? I don't think I've ever done that.
There's a shit ton of it.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's a lot more popular than you think.
Yeah.
A lot of things I
And
don't
actually, you can probably ignore the Catholic part of that. Just put like nun porn or something.
know. Nun porn.
It's more kind of a cosplay thing.
Yeah, I don't know, because there's also a thing like with religious fetishes too.
Yeah, that too.
So I mean,
Well,
part of it's, I'll grant it, like probably the majority of it is cosplaying, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of it is.
And some people are
Genuine.
buying these crucifix dildos. Just saying.
Really? That's okay. That wouldn't be like my
You
first
hadn't seen
anticipated
those
use.
yet?
Okay,
seen-
it doesn't surprise me, but it's like, okay, the design of a crucifix might not be exactly optimally designed for that purpose. I suppose.
The lower part is, trust me.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's an interesting design choice.
Yeah.
Why in the hell are we wired so that forbidden things are more stimulating?
Because
Does that-
people are
Just be
crazy
the
and we
non-boring-
live for danger.
I can tell you that because we're curious, and we got that from when we were apes. We're curious. We want to know shit.
Yeah, remember when your
if you-
ancestors were like hiking along in the forest and found a random fucking bushel that had weird colored berries, and somebody thought, "Hey, I wonder
And
if those will kill me."
And
Yeah,
if you want to know about the sex part, Google bonobos.
Yeah, think
Yeah.
about it. Think about it in terms of mating strategies, right? I mean, the most important thing is to get for an organism to mate, right? That would be the most selected for trait. And to get it to mate, sometimes it has to risk its own life and cross into forbidden territory and mate with forbidden things. So anything forbidden. So I think that that is the deep psychological basis of fetish. And that's why when you go down south, every time you see a 50-foot cross, right next to it will be a sex dildo emporium billboard.
There we go.
I mean,
Well, I think your thesis isn't far off. I think what it might be actually is that like sexually risky behavior, at least like probably early on in the evolution of sex, is probably viewed as as viewed as like very masculine or very I don't know, like ambitious.
And if you look past the sex emporium, you might bump into a Trump press conference.
Yep.
Someone dropped.
Hand in hand.
Did I scare someone?
Scare someone? Oh,
yeah.
The good thing is regarding evolution, sex is always on the market, and unfortunately, natural selection doesn't care how sex occurs as long as it does.
No, and the fascinating thing is that so we, along with the bonobos, have evolved into a different kind of sex because it's more social sex. It's not just for procreating.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why if there ever were like aliens that exist or like highly advanced life forms, they're probably never going to visit us because probably they're going to stumble like onto Pornhub like accidentally and just be like, Jesus,
probably
these organisms have like really weird fucking sex lives. What the fuck?
Probably someone wants to fuck those too because that's another niche that's out there. That's
the aliens, yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunately
the aliens will just stay away out of fear of getting raped.
So I had a tree removed this afternoon, and one of the workers was from Georgia, and he pulled me aside and gave me this big long thing about how they're hunting for Bigfoot and claim that they've seen them and that they've seen these little like weird shrines that Bigfoots make down in Georgia, and it's so thick. And this guy was so serious. And he was a really nice guy.
Oh,
and
Speed.
I was kind of backing up.
Let me top that for you.
What's that?
I had a friend who had a channel, and he was chasing Bigfoot, and all of his friends thought that was kind of satire.
Yeah.
Until I worked with Scientist Mel. Scientist Mel had a thing on one of her shows about Bigfoot, and she created a cartoon character. And I'm not sure if Billy from the Geek Room had something to do with it. I really don't. I know for a fact that I didn't have something to do with it, but the cartoon character looked like a spitting image of my friend. So I told him about the cartoon character that was a Bigfoot hunter. And then we got in a fight, and I realized it wasn't satire.
Oh no.
He was hunting Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody. Oh, Jesus.
It worries me. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like people that claim to have seen like the Loch Ness monster or ghost or stuff like that.
Yeah, it must have been interesting to watch me backing up in the yard away from him. Try to go back in the house.
I'll be fair to them and say
It's like a
it's
nice
probably
car.
not impossible that something like that exists, but it's just like I don't know, man.
Low
Like-
probability.
I don't know, man. Like if it does exist, like there's some things with the physics that just don't add up.
Yeah.
Well, have y'all seen the that video about kind of like the worst Karen in the world?
Well, the worst Karen is in the world is every Karen in the world.
Victoria's Secret.
Was that the dog one, or the one that was trying to get the dog killed, or is that a different one?
No, that's a different one. Now she's terrible, but I just mean in terms of extreme. I'm gonna share a little video clip with you, and you can see what I'm
Are
talking
these the type
about.
of people that share their fetishes from the dark web, like onto Twitter and stuff?
Ijemo Ukenta. That's the black woman who was attacked and is recording.
Oh, this guy talks too
Here's
much.
some of that video.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, no,
It's you. Now you. Oh my God! Oh my God! Do you see this?
What did she?
Oh my God! I never thought nothing like this would happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me. Don't record me!
What the?
It's kind of wrong, but I find this entertaining, like to a very unusual level.
Keep understanding I'm threatening you, so I'm recording to protect myself.
I gotta have a word.
God, I love that.
Did he punch her or what?
It's on me now.
She tried to slap the girl.
And I can't believe this long in security.
Yeah, she tried to push or intimidate or slap that.
Oh, please give me a link to that.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Disclaimer: that's fucked up, but it's also fucking hilarious.
It is. That's just she's probably gotten away with that kind of get out of trouble behavior before, and nobody ever corrected her on it or something.
I can guarantee you this is not from the South, because anybody trying to pull that would get shot.
Probably
almost
so.
instantly.
The link is in the private chat there.
Oh, private. Okay, my friend. Let's see if I can put it.
Where is Leo? Where is Leophilus, or however
In
you
the
pronounce his
chat.
name?
He's fucking YPpo. What's that mean?
What?
Fucking white people. Wow.
What does that mean? Oh, white people. Okay, I got you.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I've gotta watch that later.
Should we tell Leo that people is a clown in the Netherlands?
That what? People?
Yeah,
Is that so?
yeah, famous one. I grew up with it.
Oh well. White people. Fucking white people. Yeah. So a lot of people around here have been getting shot driving in their cars because instead of road rage now, instead of like following you and tailgating you, they just pull alongside you and start shooting at you.
Oh, that's
really.
Yeah, that's not good.
For what exactly? The fact that you're not as white as they are, or
No, you weren't going as fast as they want you to, or you were.
oh,
Cut
wow.
them a little or something.
Or you
Jeez,
cut them
I
off.
thought Florida was bad. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on around here. So,
Maybe I need to start selling life insurance for gun owners.
I know. Well, no, these
Something
are.
like- or
Get yourself protected, Scott. Apparently, these people are not fucking around anymore.
yeah, really, I need to like.
Yeah, well, so far we've had four children. I think three killed, 5 children, 3 killed and 2 wounded in
Did you say
2
fortunately?
dogs. Huh?
Did you just say fortunately or unfortunately?
The-
Because I
no,
thought you said fortunately we've had 3 kids and 4.
no, it's unfortunately. I'm pretty sure that's what if that's what I meant anyway.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
okay. I could be
Yeah.
I misheard it, and I was like, okay, that's
Yeah,
either
for
that's
some
Freudian
reason-
slip or I'm very concerned.
For some reason, more children are getting shot in these shootouts than actual gang members who are shooting at each other. And it's really starting to get irritating that they don't know how to shoot. They have these shootouts, and they fire like 30 rounds at each other. Oh, and there was some crazy sucker down in Minneapolis around the George Floyd protest area, just screeching his car around an intersection and fired 30 shots into the air. Those 30 bullets come down somewhere, and
Eventually they land.
Yeah, and we have had people. I know of one kid that got killed by somebody firing a bullet in the air. But in Kuwait, when Bush kicked Saddam's ass the first time, they were firing rifles into the air, and I think like 12 people got killed because the bullets returned to Earth. It's like, okay,
Eventually they landed back to the ground.
well, okay, if you're going to celebrate, fire into the ground. The ground doesn't fucking care. You know, shooting into the air is stupid. Those bullets come down just as fast as they go up.
Well, it takes them a few seconds, though, I think.
Fucking gravity.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just told on Twitter that we can't investigate gravity.
We can't.
Really?
No, by Christian.
We can't.
The same Christian claimed that we have discovered things we cannot prove actually exist.
So how did we discover them exactly?
Right.
I don't know. I asked him, but he can't seem to come up with anything.
You know,
I get into weird conversations. I don't know what it is. I thought that I was drunk, but apparently I'm not.
Well, like, you know, I remember in physics lab doing experiments to verify the rate of acceleration due to gravity. You know, we'd have these electrical things that would spark off ever so often, and then we'd measure the growing length of the little burn marks on some paper. And
nice.
I would consider that an investigation of gravity.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like these people have never stepped into like a college level science course in their life and don't know how like experimental methodology works, or like
these
how to
people
conduct an
never
experiment if they wanted
stumbled
to.
over a stick, because if
That's
that
fair.
happens, you will smash your face into the ground. That's gravity.
Maybe that's what they need.
See, I'm not that violent. I mean,
No, I'm not saying you should push them. I'm just not saying you shouldn't push them.
you're not saying that we shouldn't put sticks everywhere, just in case.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. There's. Oh well.
See, I'm not saying I want to make them fall. I'm just saying it'd be nice if they did.
Yep. I just went for a walk and walked up 106 steps, and I'll tell you, gravity's fucking real.
Yeah.
Yeah, the older I get, the more gravity is real.
It hurts.
Actually, I've gained so much weight during the pandemic and everything that I think I have my own gravitational field, and cars tend to swerve when they go by my house.
Yeah, I've got.
Oh, come on, Scott. You're not Shanny for Christ. Don't don't sell yourself short.
I've got 30 extra pounds now, and if you take a 30-pound weight and walk upstairs with it, it's not particularly comfortable, and that's kind of what you're doing when you gain 30 pounds.
Well, imagine that pulling on the entirety of your body.
Yeah. Yep. Got to get rid of the 30 pounds. I'm trying the low-carb thing again. So.
Cerberus, he was present for much of that discussion this morning on Jay Patrick's channel.
Oh, really?
Which makes me want to ask Cerberus, do you sleep? Do you ever sleep?
Cerberus,
not really anymore.
Cerberus, how are the human fecal bags doing these days?
They're doing pretty good.
What
Hey, you know what the best thing was? That he said they weren't as bad as me.
I missed that part.
That I earned. That I earned.
Oh, wow. I don't think I want to know any more about this.
Yeah, that picture you sent, Praise, that put him right over the edge. That definitely did it.
What did you send him?
I sent him a picture.
Yeah, he showed it here before you.
Oh, yeah.
Before you even sent it. Yeah.
Oh, he has been going on about you like you are the demon from hell, man.
I am.
To do a picture like that. Oh my God. It's
I
just
am.
horrible. Didn't he block you on your, did he block you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm blocked from his channel.
It's hard to get blocked from Praise's channel. I mean, that is a badge of honor.
It is. It is.
I almost asked him for a wrench today, but I didn't do it. I was going to ask him, but I was going to try to talk him into it, but I figured I wouldn't get it.
I know. I was going to do that at the same time, I bet, when they mentioned, when Praise said, oh, somebody doesn't have a wrench, that's terrible. I was going to ask for a wrench.
Yeah, that's when I was going to do it, too. I was watching at that same time, and I was going to see if I could talk him into it, since he was kind of being generous with the wrenches.
I only watched 3 minutes of that stream, and I guess you watched more of it, so you kind of.
Benghazi said I need to send Praise a basic sex ed video. I am still thinking of sending him the link to a Twitter account. That Twitter account has
may offer support for the challenged.
No, that has all the videos and pictures from the Shiny for Christ OnlyFans.
Oh my! Oh boy! Well, I mean, then he won't be able to find the clitoris. I mean,
I only send that to people I absolutely despise. So it's why I haven't sent Praise the link yet, but I might, just because I've already earned it. So why not?
I really want to try to talk Praise into giving me a wrench if I can, because every time I go on, I don't even. I hardly comment on there now. Anytime I do, they pick on me and I get timed out. And so I need a wrench now. Otherwise, I won't last.
Part of Praise's problem is that he's never had a woman. So don't send him pictures of Shanny. That will just ruin him.
Well, okay. Wait. Do you think even if he had a woman, he would know what to do with one?
Well, not the first time.
Well, I mean, even people who haven't had around in the...
Sorry, but if he's seen those pictures, there won't be a second time.
That's my point. That's my point. There won't be a second time.
I think he might want to cut his dick off if he sees that.
Okay, before you give him a sex ed class, try to teach him about words like authoritopteran or whatever the hell he was trying to say.
Authoritarian?
He fucks up so many words. It's amazing.
And statistics or
statistics.
Statistics.
He does statistics.
Of course, to be fair, a lot of people stumble on that word. So
really,
not like him though.
Statistics, yep.
And it's not like It's not like multisyllabic, so I don't know why.
Too many STs in the word, I guess. I don't know.
Well, just be here. Just don't teach him the last part of the ST word, and he might avoid getting one.
If you guys want to troll him, it's really simple. All you gotta do is ask him if his God exists.
What'll that do exactly?
He'll freak out or go on about some argument that I made, or he'll say he doesn't exist. He's beyond existence.
What the fuck is
wait.
this?
Yeah,
if he's beyond existence, that would mean he doesn't.
Exactly.
What? So, wait.
That's a Brett King
wasn't
thing.
The point of this argument to
to
demonstrate the existence?
Okay, so there's the whole entire sect of Darth Dawkins clones, right? That rely on contingency.
Yeah,
right.
I'm aware.
So if you say, existence is everything that is, right? That's all the properties of existence. And then you ask, does your God exist? This means God has to be contingent on existence in order to be.
Yeah.
So either they'll say he's contingent, which ruins their argument, or they'll say he doesn't exist, which also ruins their argument.
Why am I watching what appears to be a cub kind of like streaking?
That's a baby elephant.
Going on. Baby elephant.
Wow.
That's what it was.
Moving gravity.
What? Animals like to slide?
Yeah.
You know what gravity hates the most? Children. You know who it hates second most?
I think gravity hates children.
You know also it hates?
What?
I'm going to go to hell for this one. Disabled people.
Oh.
No,
and old people. It hates old people.
It loves disabled people.
Well,
That's
it loves disabled people, and it hates, and it really dislikes infants. It loves infants, and it loves disabled people very, very much.
We have the first philosophical warning label ever.
Oh, he's making the same mistake everyone does. So we're not saying existence is a property. That argument is not saying that. That argument is saying things are properties of existence.
Would you say like existence is like an ontological thing, or?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
ontological means.
like it's almost interchangeable. So,
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll give that one to you.
The woke. I'm watching Emery Moynihan reading a transcript. Projection of the woke. Interesting.
I hate that word.
Yeah, well, I've adopted it, so I am woke. I am woking up more and more all the time.
That would explain your scientism.
Yeah, well. Yep, I explained my scientism on a video, and you haven't responded to the points in that video.
I mean, I have. We've talked about it in person. We can arrange another conversation.
The one I did last week. The one I did last week about scientism is methodological scientism, propositional physicalism, operant naturalism.
I'm still confused on it.
Did you watch that video?
Yes, I did.
Is that elephant just doing that for fun?
Yeah.
I did watch the video, and I'm very confused.
cows do it too.
Yes, I know you're confused, Beautiful.
I'm very confused. I need to be educated.
I'll educate you.
I appreciate it.
Phrase used by the right wingers, yeah, but I refer to myself as woke now, so I fucking woke the fuck up. It's really an interesting process to like in the last 20 years to have transferred from Rush Limbaugh to way the fuck over somewhere on the left, and to have changed almost all of my views have almost been flipped in the last 20 years. And the way I change every one of them is I ask myself, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you afraid of? That you have created this narrative in your mind, that they shouldn't tear statues down or whatever the fuck it is. And every time there's all these ridiculous ideas that you got from somewhere, you heard on a news article, or some idea you have that turns out to be not true at all. Like immigrants taking our jobs. And when I analyze, well, how many fucking immigrants have actually taken my job? And it's like, it didn't turn out to be any immigrants taking my job. And then immigrants changing our culture, that sort of thing. That used to be a big thing about 20 years ago.
Well, what confused me is that the immigrants who are taking your job are apparently the same immigrants who are too lazy to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's ironic too, because the same immigrants that are quote unquote taking your jobs are the same jobs that the jobs they're taking are the reason people are, homeless and stuff like that. It's like, look, you think farms just like raise their own food and like all this stuff? No. Like migrant workers and migrant farmers like have to work on that shit to make sure, that kind of stuff stays afloat.
This is one of those weird inconsistencies on the left I don't understand.
Ah, boy.
Wonder what?
These weird inconsistencies on, like for left wing stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta have the immigrant farm workers, but we also have to pay everyone $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you gotta have people kind of have a sustainable income.
Yeah, called a living wage. Otherwise, you're basically I guess making them not live.
Right.
But we're going to ship in people and pay them way less than that, and that's okay.
Yeah. No, it ain't okay.
Well, I don't think anybody's saying that type of thing is okay. It's hypocritical.
I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. It's an inconsistency I don't understand.
But the same thing with somewhere in the late '80s, all the corporations started going overseas to hire programming talent, right? And that actually lost us some jobs and some income. And part of the reason was, but it wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with the people they were hiring. It had to do with the fucking assholes we were working for, right? They found a way to do it cheaper, so they basically went to overseas labor. But now that overseas labor is starting to climb up in price, which is the market balancing itself, which is really cool. And
well, I mean, that's why those jobs are switching to like Southern Asia now, right? They're leaving China.
Yeah, they'll go everywhere until the last group of people realize that they can charge more money for it, and then everybody's wages are going to go up again, and whatever. It'll just keep rolling.
And the last stop is like Central to West Africa, and then we'll start the cycle over again.
But then right now I think it's this way all over America, but right now in Minneapolis, you can't hire a goddamn programmer, and the wages have almost doubled in the last 3 years. So that you can't hire programmers. You have to go overseas to get programmers because there aren't any. And that's just the situation now with the restaurants opening up again. They can't get anybody to work for them. We have so much work now in this country and so few workers that businesses are suffering because of it.
So here's the thing. I totally agree that we should have lockdown, right? But you can't go around telling everyone that they're all going to die and then suspect them to want to go back to work.
Right. I know. Yeah. Well, that's a problem. Yeah. But it's, it all works out. The markets move and slide and roll around and things, change. And the thing about culture and stuff like that, no, we're losing our culture. It's like we lose our culture every fucking year. We change every year. I mean, it's just like
the thing is, that's a misunderstanding of that type of talking point. Is a misunderstanding of what culture is. Culture isn't a static thing; it's a dynamic.
Yeah, it's dynamic,
it's a dynamical type of thing because the culture, definitionally, right? It depends on the people who kind of consist of and comprise that system. And when the values that people have changes, so does so do cultural paradigms for that matter.
Yeah,
I could see these arguments in some places that are like pretty, they're ethically like the same, right? But like in America, aside from some basic principles of allowing people to exist, right, in their way of life,
even that's been controversial. Just look at the LGBTQ community.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, basically any community that's gotten any sort of power in America has always tried to snuff out people around them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they want to monopolize.
Yeah,
so it works. But overall, looking over the last 60 years of or 70 years of my life, we are living right now in the best time ever. I think, and I really like where we're at right now.
I think we're also entering a very scary era as well. I mean, especially when you consider the potential that biotechnology has and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's always scary, but I mean, it's just wonderful how much we've changed, how far we've come, and I don't know. I think it's really cool. We only had that one short setback for 4 years just recently, where we elected a fucking clone for president. But other than that,
but some people think he's the next, that he's Jesus.
I know.
I mean, that should be the thing that scares people. Like, not the fact that we had a freak president for 4 years, but the fact that, almost half the country thinks that this guy, was actually going to do.
Where's Scott go?
Going to do something. And I was like, okay, that's, well, that's interesting. Let's call it that.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I think I accidentally beamed him out.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so I'm trying out this new thing. So have a look. I can do this.
Oh, nice.
And then I can do this. Hold on.
Wow. I gotta get some of these fucking toys.
That's pretty fucking cool.
You just gotta turn the volume down on it by about 30%.
Yeah, that's a little. It's a little loud, but it's
Okay.
nice though.
I'll turn the volume down a bit. Just made this, so wanted to see whether or not it worked, but works pretty nice, I think.
I can affirm that it worked.
Yeah.
My ears can provide testimony to that.
And the reason that I want it to work is because I'm currently tagged in on Twitter with Hathor from SG1. So
Are you multitasking?
I am such a nerd that I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
Aren't we all kind of like? Doesn't
If
community?
Speed, if you don't know Hathor from Stargate SG1, I suggest you Google that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is either. I'm not sure I want to know what that is now.
You guys should watch the
I never
Stargate
did
series.
Stargate.
You should. That's good. You should get into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
It was like my
Remote.
generation Star Trek. It's
It for me it still is.
Is it kind of like Battlestar Galactica?
I've got all four
better
series.
better than. I mean, I guess this depends about the political stuff in Battlestar Galactica. I thought was pretty thick, and I didn't like.
Yeah.
There isn't much of the politics stuff in Stargate.
No, and what I like in Stargate is that they've got all the Egyptian gods in there. All have a special realm, and it is explained how they got into Egypt. Everything. That's what I think is the nice part. If you're going to talk about gods, at least have gods like that.
Can we at least get like, if we're gonna talk about gods, can we at least get like a full body shot of like Athena or like some of the ones that are at
A
least
full
kind of
body shot of
attractive?
Hathor. There are full body shots of Hathor. Almost
Have
full
you-
body.
Yeah, they don't got any Greek ones. I don't think in there. It's Egyptian and
They had
North.
Chinese gods. They had Thor.
Well, there's a few Chinese goddesses that are female, so that's something.
has everyone watched The Expanse on Prime?
it's pretty
Okay.
good.
It's pretty- when is the Foundation coming out on Apple TV? Or
Don't tell. Don't. This. I don't want to know because it's too far away. Whatever the date is,
Yeah.
I just want to be ignorant until it shows up.
Damn, I've been waiting for I think about 20, 30 years, maybe 40. I don't know. I don't know. See if the internet will tell me. I Googled it.
Now, Raised by Wolves wasn't too bad. You want to watch that?
I think I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. I did watch that. That was pretty cool. Hopefully, the first season, right? Second season hasn't come out yet.
I don't know if they're going to have a second season.
September 24th, 2021. That's when it's
Yeah.
coming out. Oh, you know, that's not too far. That's going to happen fast.
Not too far.
Headphones, ye good. Wow, but way cool. Oh, no. Ouchie, Peter. You blew somebody's eardrums out.
I did.
Nobody. Right. Yep.
Who's Sorry, Mom. Sorry.
Cool. Well, guys, want to shoot it ahead? So, I don't know. Should we move the weather report to like 5 o'clock?
It'd be nice.
Okay. I think we're gonna try that tomorrow. We'll see how everybody hates it or loves it. It's probably because it'd be better for Ian and a few other people, different time zones. I don't know. We'll try it out tomorrow at 5. So,
All right.
yep, we'll figure that out. Okay, let's shoot this in the head just for the hell of it. Kind of cool to be back, but I don't know. I really had a great time. Wonderful vacation. Okay.
Well, glad to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here. What are we going to do? There we go.
Answers in Atheism.